Now then, crew, and welcome back to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. I was checking out the channel the other day and there's 889 videos on there. Who would have thought? Anyway, a good friend of ours, a local neighbour just over the road, came to me a while back going, "Hey Andy, the deck on my John Deere, I think it is, lawnmower, it's failing. It's got a big crack in it. Can you weld it up?" So I did. And you'll see that repair a bit later on. But he decided to go out and buy a new deck, and this one sat under the house for probably about a year. And then he came to me the other day and he says, "Look, I've been really ill. We haven't seen him for a couple of months. He's been in hospital, poor chap." And he says, "Look, a friend of mine could do with this deck. Can you patch it up? Can you do some more welding to it now that it, you can keep it as long as you want? And then when it's done, I'll paint it and then give it to this other guy." Fair enough. There's no charge for this. It's one of those goodwill neighboury things, which is, okay in my book. And but it's in a pretty bad state. So I don't know how much work's going to be involved. We'll just have to get into it, do an assessment, and if it's really far gone, it's going to go in the skip, right? But otherwise, I'll do my very best to resurrect this lawnmower deck. And this is a very common problem out there. Many lawnmower decks just rust out and they fatigue. So this video may well be helpful to some people, provided of course we do the repair. I don't know yet. This isn't staged. This just came in this morning. I picked it up and I thought I'd take you on a journey to see if we can fix it or not. Okay, without further ado, let's get all the bits and pieces stripped off. Before I do that, I'll be taking some photos, as you should too, because it's very easy to forget spring orientation, where the belt runs, which pulley goes where, which bolts go in which holes. A couple of photos, they cost nothing, and it's very good to refer back to when you reassemble the deck. So before you start, take some photos. Okay. I'll get some tools out and we'll crack on. Used.
You don't paint something without warning.
Honestly. Now, I'm not one for fixing lawnmowers, don't get me wrong, but because I was asked to do it, I can't say no, to be honest. It's just one of those things, isn't it? I want to help the poor guy out. He probably hasn't got that many days left for lawn mowing, to be fair, which is a bit of a shame. Right, let's get rid of that. Oh, look at the state of this. It's all... oh, jeez. Now, these covers, okay. 10 by the looks of it. I'll get those off. I'm trying to stay out of the way of the camera for you. If you end up with my back to the camera, I sincerely apologise. Just shout at me. To be honest, I never thought I'd see this again. I thought it was going to go in the tip. But I suppose if it can be of use to somebody, then that'll be great. Oh, professional. I'm walking around the back of the camera, Andy. What's going on there? And, right behind the pulley. All right, let's get that pulley off next. Well, that's the wrong size, isn't it? What is it, a 14? Let's have a look. No, it's not a 14. It's some bizarre size. Oh yes, it's 15. Fantastic. Probably some American stuff. Okay. Is that going to come off there? Or is it going to need a puller? Looks like it's got 2 holes here for a puller. Great. Can I massage the belt out? Probably not. Why? Why is it like that? Okay, we can undo that. We've got a rod going under there. Another bolt there. The fun will be the reassembly, and I have reassembled this once before, and that was much fun. Okay, we'll put that on there. Way, trying to work out where all the springs go and stuff. There's definitely an art to this kind of engineering, because it's a bit odd. It's not quite what I'm used to. Right, we'll stick that under there. It'll give us a chance, won't it? A hope in hell. Okay, that's off. Another spring there, look. Under all the mud. It goes in there, Andy, for later on. And we've got another rod here. So if we undo that, that should all come off together. With another spring. Oh. So pleased I took those photos now. Okay, bolts out. Is that going to come off there? Yes, this little spring will be hooked into the bottom again. Ooh, lots of bits now. Andy, you'll never get it back together. Well, I think we will. After a lot of swearing and stuff going on. Right, that cover can come off. Extension bar. Not sure really how far we need to go, whether we need to take these off or not. Jeez, that was tight. Okay, that's that one. Get rid of that. Well, if you see a spider, tell me. I don't like spiders, alright? Okay, so we need to get a puller for that. Or do we? I think we just bent that last time. Bear with me. I think we just cheated a little bit. And just gave it a little bit of a tweak. There we go. We may not need to take this off. And there's your belt out. So all of that can just go in the box. The box of many bits. Jeez. Okay. Alright, said Fred. So we've got, that doesn't look quite so bad now that I can see the profile. I'll have to cut that out and put a plate on there. But where else has it gone? Ah, there's a split down here at the front. I wonder if it's failed under any of these though. Big hole there, look. Another one there. So it needs a plate over that. There's a hole there. I mean, you can see that or not. There's a big hole there. There's a crack there. Not sure what that bit is sticking up. Let's have a look underneath, I think. So realistically, we do need to take these off. They are obviously the blade stuffs. So we get the pulley off, then we can just undo the casting off the deck. So, big impacts. Now, what kind of thread are they? They are a normal thread? I think they are. That one is. I think they're normal thread. 22? Yes. Nice. Probably going to need a puller for these as well. That's that one. That's that one. Excellent. Okay, is that going to come off there? It is with a puller. And the puller has to go through there and not round the end of the pulley, because it will actually cause the pulley to deform. Because, as it says on the tin, made in China. Wow. Okay, let me find some pulleys pullers, pullers, some pullers, and we'll see if we can get these all pulled off out of the way. And that one there, that's just an idler, but again, it needs to be pulled. So, okay, time for some pullers. Ping! There we go, a puller. Homemade. Let's see if this is going to work. Right. Oh, don't tell me it's going to be that easy. Well, that didn't take very much at all, did it? No. It took about 1,000th of how long it took to make the puller. Which didn't take long, to be fair. Okay, that is one off. I wonder, because it was so easy, if I can just rive this off. Nope, we definitely need a puller. Right, let's back that off a bit. I had to use countersunk bolts, that's all I've got of that length, unfortunately. Right, let's just stick the nuts back on under there. That's one. Probably some massive great spider under there going, what's going on? I've been living in here for a few months, maybe a year. Wasn't expecting all this palaver. That level? That's about level, isn't it? Right, spanner. Really doesn't very much, does it? Okay. Oh, no spiders, that's good. Right, 1, 2, pull these off. That one was on upside down, actually. Lettering was on the other side. Okay, now, just because they wanted to be different, this one is a different size. As you can see on that pulley there, look. The holes are much closer together, so I'm going to have to make a different puller now. Maybe modify this one, I don't know. Probably make a new one, then that way I've got this one for future. Nope, those holes don't line up either. Cool, okay. Right, next puller coming up. Got that one. Okie dokie, puller number 2. Let's see how we get on with this one. These are just old scrap pieces of metal I had left over some kits that I made a while ago, so I'm just trying to use what I've already got. So it saves me drilling at least one hole. Just a nut down there, I think. There we go, that should do that one. And we'll need a Mr. Washer on this one for sure, because it's a 10mm hole in there. Okay, looks like it might work. It's got to be a spider under here. Has to be. Oh, this hand's not quite so good, obviously. There we go. Got to get it level. Okay, I think we're on. Ooh, this one's a bit more resistance on that one. Yeah, easy. Now, what if it matters which way around that one is? I might just leave the puller on it and that'll tell us which way around it came off. Okay, that's that bit done. Okay, next job, we can remove all of these bolts and then the actual blades and these bearing housings will drop off. And then the whole thing will be a lot lighter to move around. Right, said Fred. Whoa, they're tight. You get rid of the extension bar. Oh, you just. Jeez. nice, that one. Hell, it's raining outside now. These are not out there. Now, I wonder if there's any difference. Oh, spider. I wonder if there's any difference between that side and this side. So maybe we should label them up now to make sure we're getting back in the right place. Because you know the rules, right? If you can get it wrong, you will get it wrong. Or at least that's my rule. Okay. They're probably both the same, but they might not be. So, remove the colour. Alright, so we're going to label this one up number 1 and that one number 2. We'll stick it down here as well, just in case. Alright, so 1, 2. Cool. Done. Now, I should be able to lift this off now and they should stay where they are. Chicken chasseur for tonight's meal, so Mrs. Mechanic says. Okay, wheel number 1 is off. I'll chuck that in the box of bits. So many bits. Way. There we go. That's it. Nothing else to take off. Job done. It's about time that I clear all the tools away, and then we'll take a closer look at the condition of that deck and mark up any areas that require sort of remedial work, basically. Bits cutting out and plates welding in. In the meantime, whilst I get tied up, here's Holly, you ready? Yep. Okay, here's a word from Tool Girl Holly. Here we go.
Now then, crew, Tool Girl Holly here. Don't miss the next live stream, 8:30 AM Sunday.
Okay, because it's painted yellow, I can't use my yellow pen. Now, this mount here is for the, the plasticky bit that blows the grass somewhere else. That's all right. But I looked at it, no cracks around there, just the paint, which is all good. Here we seem to be missing some bits. It's all sort of bent round as well, so I don't quite know how it's supposed to be, but we definitely have a problem around that area there. It's all pretty feeble. This is the bit that I welded up last time. It all got ripped out, and I put this little gusset in the back here. And the welding's not great because it was done in situ, and the fuel tank for the vehicle was like here, so I was a bit nervous at the time, and that definitely affects my welding. Okay, there's some definite cracks going on all around this area here, so we've got a problem there. So probably some kind of a plate to go on there and then replicate these holes again and cut out the crap bit. This mount cracks down there, I think. A bit of screwdriver here. If I spin that round for you, you can see down there. There's a definite crack along the weld line on that bracket there, so that's going to need some kind of attention. We haven't got a huge amount of room because there's a mount there for something, and that's threaded by the looks of it, so I won't have that thread with some weird American thing, so it might just be a case of clean it up and re-weld it, maybe, I don't know, put a little plate over the top. We will see. And we've also got some holes going on up here as well. Look, there's 2 rot holes in the deck there. That's a fatigue, so we'll just put an arrow on the side of there to remind me of that. This side looks fine, that one looks fine, that's all good. Luckily all these mounts for the blades, the housing that runs the blades, they're all good. They're all good. And across the front, I think this is the front. Don't know. That all looks fine. Now, well, this side here looks like we've got some rot going on down there as well. That's all loose, so it's going to need something on there. So we'll just put a line there to there, and we'll put an arrow going down. Anything else? Yes. One more thing, I think. There seems to be a big split just here. Now, I don't know if that's standard up. What was that? No idea. Is that standard? I don't know. We're going to weld it up? Yes, we are. So we'll put an arrow just down there. So I've got a lot of cleaning up to do. That's all just crap. That's all alright. Okay, well, we've got quite a few bits to do, haven't we? And I think with this bit, I might have to put the catcher back on this piece here to see where this line goes. Try and rebuild it, reconstruct it in some way, because it's just not there, some of it. And it's got quite badly deformed. There's another big chunk down here that's bent round. Down here, look. So where's that supposed to go? I don't know, something like that, maybe? Maybe. I've no idea. I've not seen a new one. I'm just clutching at straws, really. So just to give you a close-up, we've got that bit there, which is got a big split in the base there, look. And then if we come round, the next bit is this big chunk here to reconstruct. That's probably the worst part, actually, I would say, because we don't quite know how it should be. We've got some rot around here, so I've got to put a plate in there and reconstruct all these little mounts and stuff. That is just rot, that shouldn't be a hole. We're going to need that slot because the spring goes in there. And you can see there's been a fatigue crack across there. Not sure what that's for there. I'll have to look back on the video footage. And then down here we've got a crack on that weld. You can just see it on the camera. We've got some more rot holes there, look. And then if we come round, I think there was, yes, there, look, you can just see the rust, the hole, actually all the way around, where it's just rotted through. So we'll have to do something with that, maybe, if we need to. I don't know. We should do, really. We're going to try and fix it up. It's not worth doing if we don't do it properly, right? But I think that's all of them for now. Anyway, I'm sure we'll find some more. But all these bits look, they all look to be intact. This is the original fix that I did for him ages ago. Yes, I know the weld isn't brilliant, to be honest. I know, it's definitely strong enough, there's no doubt about that. And I fitted this extra little gusset piece over his fingers. There we are, look. That piece there. Just to beef it up. And that's survived pretty well. But to be honest, it hasn't been in service for very long since I did that repair. He bought a new one and got that fitted by a shop. So we'll do what he asks, we'll do what we can, make the best of it. Okay, so the first thing I've got to do now is find some steel of an approximate correct thickness to do this repair. I don't know if I have any or not. I might be able to use some old Dexian shelving that I had kicking around. That might do the trick. It may not be quite as thick. Either that or I've got some 3mm plate up on the workbench. So it might be a mixture of the two depending on what the repair is. Whether it's structural or just the cover to stop the grass leaking out. We'll see. Okay, leave me for a little bit to get my head around this and then I'll turn the camera back on. Okay, I've had a good rummage through. I've got some 3mm plate, so we'll use that for like structural stuff. I found some old, well, basically Dexian stuff, or similar, which has already got holes in the middle, good for puddle welds. That's 2.1 mil thick. And then for the thinner stuff, we've got 1.2 mil, and that's one of the shelves that came with this that I've been rubbing bits and pieces off. Made a few boxes out of that, pretty good stuff for that. Okay, so we've got, I think, what we need, at least what we need. There's bound to be some more kicking around if need be. I'm going to make a start cleaning up and cutting plates and tacking them all in. Okay, I'm going to start with this one, nice and easy, and we'll just cut. Oh, another hole. It is. It's going to get bigger. That looks pretty good. That all feels pretty good. So we'll go for a piece 200 that way. That's millimeters for those that still use the other stuff. And what, 80? You think there's some decent material down there, so probably. All right, let's do 200 by 90. I'll go and cut a plate, and then we'll lay it over the top, we'll bend it, lay it over the top, mark it, cut it out, drop it in, weld it up. I mean, we could put it over the top, but a bit scruffy, innit? We should really replace it, cut out all the rot. That's what I was taught to do. Okay, 200 by 90. I'm not too sure on the thickness of this stuff. It's pretty thin. I reckon that 1.2 will do the trick. Right, 200 approximately. 200. I've made the assumption that's being cut squarely. I think it has been. It's not far off, look. I'll go with that. Okay, near enough. It's only a lawnmower. It's not accurate. Doesn't need to be too accurate. Okay. Does it need to be squarish, oblongy? No, it doesn't. It's just easy to cut. As long as it fills the hole in, it's all that matters. Nice. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I could measure them all up and do all the cuts at once. Yes, it'd be quicker, but it doesn't work very well on the video, does it? And I'm not going to film all the repairs. We'll be here for weeks. Nice. Right, so I'm going to lay that on top, see where it ends up. Okay, this is a pretty easy piece because all we're doing is filling in the holes. There's no mounts, there's no spring slots and that kind of thing. So all of this feels pretty good down here. So I'll lay that over there and then just draw around. Like that. That's sort of where I want it to go. So, the question is, am I going to cut out the old stuff? Well, I might, but I'm not going to cut it out to the actual line. There will be some overlap, and that's only going to add strength. It doesn't really matter. But I will cut out this crappy bit here, and then we can flip it over and do another weld on the underside. So we've got welds here and here, which will add a lot more strength to the whole thing. So I'm just going to get the slit disc now and just cut out what I believe to be the rusty bit. It may get bigger as we get further into it. What we know we can't do is go beyond these lines. And for the far end, if I just roll that around, it'll give me an approximate edge. So down there somewhere. Okay, what I'll do is I'll be welding that there, and then I'll just bend this over with the hammer, tappy tap 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 tap, and then that way it'll sort of work. It's not a Rolls Royce, it's a lawnmower, right? And if this deck lasts another year, I'll have done my job. Right, welding time. Excellent. Now we've got quite a bit more rust down here on this fold than I actually thought there was, but I expected there would be. Got a little hole, so I'm just going to try and move the plate a bit further that way. This is why it's important not to cut the whole thing out. And we'll just tack weld it into there, bend it over, and we should, I think, be okay. Hopefully. Who knows? Safety squints. Now I have to warn you, you might see fire because of course there are grass cuttings everywhere. Let's hope I don't blow too many holes in it. We're on setting 3 of the high at the moment. That may be way too much. Whoa. Well, that wasn't too bad, to be fair. The vast majority of it welded up pretty well, good strong metal. And on the radius down here, there was a couple of bits. One there, look, got really thin. A little bit down there. But hey, it'll wire brush up fine. I'm not going to grind all the weld flat. That's not what we're here to do. We're just here to make it strong. And by leaving the weld as it is, it's stronger than if you flat it all off with a flat disc. And it just, you know, I don't get that. We'll leave it as it is. So I'll flip the thing over now and we'll see if we can weld on the underside around the inner hole. And then that one's done. Right, see what mess we've got on the underside. So we can now clean up. Good penetration, Mr. Young. It's always good. I'll clean up around here on the original deck, and then we'll do another weld line. Hoo-hoo! No paint to worry about anyway. You want to see, don't you? Let's go and take a look. Dum 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 dum. So yes, it's not the greatest weld in the world, but it'll do for a lawnmower. And to be fair, what I'm welding to is pretty crap stuff. So Millennium Falcon, or is it X-Wing Fighter? There you go. Okay, so a quick wire brush, both sides, and I'll just spray some primer on it, and then that's that one done. Now, the paint of choice today is from Forge. It's the L239, and it's the primer, the red primer. Pretty good stuff. Obviously, I'm not going to paint the whole thing. That's for the owner to worry about. You can see how rusty it is there. There's not a lot of metal left on this thing. But this will just stop it from rusting, you know, until he gets it back. And one nice big thick coat, eh? Yes, I know, lots of thin coats is better, but Andy hasn't got a lot of time. Okay, that will do for that side. You can see the weld that's come through here. Look, we're right on the limit there, blowing holes in it. Now, you could have ground it all back, but I don't see the point in that. I've already covered that already in the video. That's good enough for me for a lawnmower. It's going to give it a bit more life, and that's it. Okay, I've got loads more patches to do. I keep finding more. Okay, Mrs. Mechanic has told me, Andy, you went outside really early this morning to do a live stream, and you're not to be outside until 5 o'clock. You need to be inside before then because you need a shower. I do need a shower, there's no doubt about that. So, I'm going to finish off these repairs on episode 2, it looks like. There's way too much for one video anyway, so I'm going to sign off now. You've seen me do one of the repairs and the full strip down of this deck. And, well, there probably will be a second video covering the rest of it. And then, will I put it all back together with the pulleys? I should do, really, shouldn't I? Because whoever gets it's going to have no hope in hell's chance. So we can work that one out together, can't we? Okay, crew, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, why not click on the subscribe button, whichever side it is. I can't remember. It's wherever I put it when I edit it. Andy, put it here. There you go, look. Now, ring the bell, turn on notifications, and that way YouTube will send you a notification, an email, whatever it is, when I upload any new videos. That way you won't miss part 2, which I'll film next Saturday. You'll also find me on Facebook, Andy Mechanic, and you can email me if you want, andymechanic@live.co.uk. Now, if you'd like to support the channel, you can do that in a couple of ways financially. One through Patron, you can become a patron and do a one-off payment or a monthly donation and set the amount to whatever you feel it should be. Or you can go on to PayPal. Now, PayPal has changed recently. Don't send a donation. They don't like that because I'm not a registered charity. So you need to send it as a payment. One-off payments through PayPal are the best way to do it. Otherwise, if you want to do a monthly subscription, then you can do that through Patreon. With PayPal, it's the same email address, andymechanic@live.co.uk. Okay, crew, if you want to support in other ways, you can send stuff. That can go to the PO Box, which is PO Box 6265, Victoria Street West, and that's in Auckland. That's down in the description with the postcode, and I'm in sunny New Zealand. Or the other thing you could do is you could just share a video on your social media, and then a few more people get to watch it. Very good. Okay, I've got a lot of tidying up to do. I'll see you next time. Cheers. Over and out.
And we get the flip again.
Oh!